Welcome back to Slip and Lip podcast. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you for the support last week. We got a huge following, huge support over our last podcast. This week we've local DJ Paul Gannon. Paul Gannon's doing a lot of great stuff at the minute. Paul, you want to say a little bit about yourself?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me for the first place.
No bother, man, you're welcome.
Well, I'm 25. I'm local DJ here in Arklow. What I was doing was start as a hobby, and my first ever gig I played in Dublin, and that was supporting Mark Kavanagh, and it's built on since every day. And I've been to Glasgow, Italy, Magaluf.
Jesus, you've been
everywhere.
travelling
around a bit, and there's still big places to come as well.
Well, don't tell us anyway.
We'll keep that to the end or something.
Yeah, keep that to the end. Yeah.
Just a little thing. I didn't know you supported Mark Kavanagh for your first gig.
Very first one that was. Yeah.
Massive.
Like I would have when I was back following DJs and stuff like that around town. We used to follow like a local group of DJs. It would have been Mark Kavanagh. Would have been one of the biggest.
And I never even used to listen to Hard House, but I knew he was a big name. In that scene.
Sure, it was like strictly Hard House and all this. This is what it was.
It was to
back
see your name
day,
on
like,
the flyer, I think, and even though it was very small, it was an achievement.
Yeah, exactly. But to go from absolutely nothing for your first gig to be underlined with Mark Kavanagh, that's a great start. Like,
so Paul, like, when did you really start getting into? Because me and you went to school together. We were in the same class in secondary school and stuff. And you always had a kind of thing for music back then, like you could always see, like, and stuff. So when did you realise that music was your passion and it was kind of career? You knew it.
I think it was always there. For say, a very young age, I used to listen to rock. That kind of music. It eventually, dance music, I think, was always there. It was always, what was that, Digi Agostino or something? No man, them kind of songs, But it was that I used to listen to in clubland stuff, and then it built up. But it was always there, eventually I just started making music, come about now, and...
Because it's mad, you see the amount of DJs that you see now, and they're all making quality stuff, like, like you see the likes of...
There's that many out there as well, there's loads.
And is it because of like the software is so good? Like you said there, you pointed to your laptop. It's like, this is where I started. FL Studio.
FL Studio.
Yeah. Like there's so much different software and stuff like that now. And I'd say years and years and years ago, when guys were on vinyl and all, it wasn't easier for the likes of guys like yourself at home that you wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean?
There wasn't as much. I think it was all even just Moog machines and stuff.
All right.
And just like make them off MIDI keyboard and stuff like that.
Like there's so much stuff for people like.
So hats off to them, compared to what we do now. They've done a lot more.
So like even they would have had to bring their own vinyl with them to mix in. Like they wouldn't have just had it all there on the laptop. All them beats and all. They would have had to make them up there.
Armin van Buuren, he was one of the last guys. I think he stopped using vinyl in 2005. I was doing a bit of research on AVB, everyone calls him, but I think he was one of the last big guys to use vinyl. And then everyone's like using the CDJs.
It is, yeah.
So what is a CDJ?
I think that's the industry standard now.
Okay.
I think any nightclub you go to will have either, I think it's the latest one, the CDJ 2000s.
Alright.
Is what any nightclub would have. And that's because that's basically what everyone uses.
And what does it do and who makes it? Like who?
It's by Pioneer who makes it, and it's just, there's a lot more, you can do your effects compared to what vinyl is. But some people think if you use vinyl, you're more of a real DJ than you are, because that's actually mixing and you've got to keep it up, in time and stuff. But I think just the industry standard, there's a lot more effects, and what you can do is just more cooler basically than what you could do.
It looks class with all the lights.
It's just going to keep on building and building, It's never going to stop. The industry is just going to keep getting higher.
It'd be rare enough now for you to see a vinyl DJ. Like even on your travels now, even yourself.
No, I've came across a few, but they always still do use CDJs, because that's, if they're doing gigs, basically that's where most places do. But the likes of techno and all, I think that's mostly all vinyl.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wouldn't even go into that one because I don't play techno or anything. Yeah.
So what is your genre? Like, what do you stick to? What is your best?
Well, what I make usually, I'm getting into psytrance now as I'm making.
What's it called? Psytrance.
Psytrance.
What is that? Like, explain that if you can.
If you know your tempos, there's 150 BPM. It's just fast and it's hard, basically. Right.
Is it kind of like hardstyle, or is it much different to that?
It's you can do anything with it. I think there is hardstyle mixed involved. Yeah. Do you have Will Sparks?
Yeah.
His latest songs, he done one with Ben Nicky. Did you ever hear Ben Nicky?
I heard of Will Sparks. I haven't heard Ben Nicky.
Oh, he has got a new one out called, but if you want to even listen to that at some stage.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
And it's fast and I love it anyway. That's what I'll start doing,
Well, if a DJ likes a song, it's normally going to be good, so...
Yeah. It's energetic, that's kind of the ones that get people going, yeah.
So, when we decided we'd love to get you on here, because you know what you're talking about and stuff, so we done a bit of research, and obviously, through the past couple of years now, you've been getting a lot more popularity and quality of the music and all, it's really there, and you can see that, because one of your songs is over nearly 13 million views. You're one of your remixes.
Now, yeah.
Tell us about that, how that all started.
That one, I think, if I'm honest, I think it took me 3 hours to make that song, and it was just, you know, I was just trying out because I was only coming up, and
What's
I don't
the name
think
of the
I'd
song,
done it.
sorry?
It was Callum Scott, Dancing Me On, my bootleg of it.
Yeah.
And I actually heard it on Britain's Got Talent. It was the very first time, and we used to listen to it at parties and stuff, and I was like, I want to do something with that. So I just downloaded it, took it, done my thing with it, and then uploaded it. I think within a week it was up to like 100,000, 200,000, and it just kept going and going, do you know what I mean? And then people were taking it and using it. There's even people that have took it and said they put their name after it, you know, and then they're getting all the credit and
They
stuff.
just
Like,
robbed it,
so
literally.
yeah, that happens to everyone, I think, in the industry, like, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, did you ever imagine in that 3 hours that took you to do that song that you would have millions of views? Like,
12 million?
No, it was just a hobby to me, you know what I mean? I wasn't
so that
trying to make it anywhere, but then I think once I was starting to get the gigs, it was like, Jesus, I must be able to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so keep going, yeah.
But obviously that was your platform nearly. That's like what launched you, that song. Because
I was listening
that
to
was,
the way home to work today, and do you know, I don't. Sorry for coming across you, right? I listened to your remix of that song first, right, and then I listened to the original song. Like that has over nearly 200 million views or something like that. I prefer, and I'm not licking your ass because you're here now, but I preferred it because his version of it is it's real slow and real miserable. It's kind of a sad song, Dancing on My Own.
That wasn't even his. I think it was Robin.
Robin
Dancing Me On, and he done the cover of that.
All right, okay.
So his one was more of a, not a remix, obviously.
He
done
put his
the
own
cover,
style of it.
and then I kind of took it from him, and then
that's mad. Like,
you know, and then Tiesto took it, and Tiesto's done one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
But
so
like,
his one ended up getting signed, obviously, because he's Tiesto.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
How did these guys, like Tiesto and Hardwell, all the big guys, like all the Dutch DJs, like how did these guys go from like they would be where you were at one stage? How did they get to that level? What is the gap there? Like in your opinion, like, is it just the right person hearing them? Is it just luck? What is it?
I think it's not. There was a lot of people who used to say it's who you know.
All right.
You know, if there's someone big in the industry and they will help you get into the scene. But I think if you just stick at it and don't give up on basically what you love doing, you will get somewhere with it. You just have to have a straight set mind for it, like, you know, just keep going. Like,
there's obviously something going around in Holland with the dance scene, because it seems like every big DJ really is, well, I'm not saying every big DJ, but you know, a lot of the big DJs now, and even in the past, are all Dutch
DJs, you mean, yeah.
Do you know, so
like Martin Garrix even.
Martin
Garrix, Afrojack, Hardwell, Tiesto.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
I think so.
But there's
Armin van Buuren. There's something about the Dutch guys are just leading the way. Do you know, like, obviously there's class other guys as well, but
can I ask you a question? Actually, we were doing a podcast here last week, and we were just chatting off air, and we were just mentioning that we were talking about getting you on, and your man said he heard about you and all like this, and it was great. Conso, yeah, and he said he was in Belgium. He was at a burger stand in Belgium, ordering a burger, and your song came on, and he even went Paul Gannon, and he was like, man, he's from my town in Arklow.
Jesus.
Do you know?
He didn't.
But he didn't say it to the guy at the fucking burger stand.
Yeah,
He's like,
obviously,
I know it. Like, he sounded like a looper. Like, do you know what I mean?
In his head, he was like, "Oh my god, that's mad! I'm standing here in the middle of Belgium."
It is like that's even still mad. Do you know me hearing that back on as well?
And like, if you know, if you heard yourself and being called out, what was it like the first time you heard that?
Sorry, say that one again.
Do you know say the first time you heard yourself on the radio? What do you think that was like? Like, what was going through your head then?
I think it was just, I knew there was some sort of success coming the way. Obviously, if you make it onto the radio, I think, you know, you must be doing something.
Yeah.
Very good. I think it was with Spain 103, John Gibbons. It was the very first time. It was like a little mini mix I done, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was kind of coming up, and this was, you know, I wasn't even doing many gigs at this stage, and it was as in the mini mix with Paul Gannon. Next thing, the song started coming on. I was delighted when you hear it, like, obviously.
Of course, like,
all that hard work and stuff. But like, I'm gonna ask you for a very real answer here right now. 12 million views. Have you seen any royalties after?
Nope.
Not a thing.
No.
That is fucking sick. That's a disgrace.
And if I think the YouTube channel that uploaded it, they've got all that 12 million views, and it's YouTube pay you by every million, I think, or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you can just imagine the money that they've made after.
And you haven't even seen a second.
I know, because I was even having to try and have a discussion with your man, the owner of the label, I'm not going to say his name, whatever. But we were trying to come to agreement where he can get at least some of the money.
Yeah.
You know, because that's getting him a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
But it never happened anyway.
That's crazy.
And you know what? I just kind of agreed that it's publicity for me, so just, you know.
Well, that's it. Like,
It's not always about the money at the end of the day.
No, it's not, but look, like, you have to make a living at the end of the day as well. This is
of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think it's absolutely fucking crazy. Like.
But in fairness, I know what you're saying, where it is a platform. Like, I've seen some of your posters where it's like the dancing on my own, you know, so that is the platform for you. So it is getting you money down the line with gigs and with stuff like that because of that platform. So I can understand.
If it wasn't for that song, I wouldn't be getting any money.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it was a good platform for you, and I can understand where you're coming from, saying it's not just money in that side of it, because it is going to make you more money down the line in other areas. You know, I can understand that.
Because when I think of Paul Gannon, I think of dancing on me. Like, I think of that song. Like, you know, so
you even see it on the posters, they're not. And it's just like it's not the only song that I have or anything at all. But it's just straight away, man, they're doing dancing on me own, isn't it?
And I don't even think it's your best song.
I don't. If I'm I think there is better ones of mine. I know that, but I think it's just the main one. I
was coming home from work the other day, and one of your songs is up on Apple Music. One of your remixes. I don't know if you know that. Your name's up on Paul Gannon. It might be another Paul Gannon.
What's that?
Hold on till I have a look now.
Flute. Yeah, that was before Dancing Me On even. Yeah, that was signed through and it's not even a big label at the time. I thought, I'm gonna make loads of money off this.
I'm gonna divert now completely. A couple of years ago, there was a thing going around about David Guetta that he was going to live sets and he was plugging in USBs and he was pretending to play, or he was doing half a set or whatever. Have you heard about this fake DJing? And what is your opinion on it?
I've seen these videos. Paris Hilton, I'm sure you've all heard of it.
Yeah.
And
she was
there was actually an overhead camera looking down on top of her, and she was there, moving her hands, dancing, pretending to mix. And there was nothing even moving on the CDJs. I don't even think the lights were on the things, and they get paid millions, I'd say, for doing something like that.
That's her name though. That's not even her music. That's just people want to go because it's Paris Hilton.
Just, do you know? But she can just stand there and move her arms around.
That's it. And people pay.
She gets a lot of money for it.
10 or in or 20 in or whatever.
When there is DJs out there that do work their asses off, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen about David Guetta at Tomorrowland. I think he was just dancing straight, I think, and he was just staring and there's loads of meme videos not made about it.
Like you said there, he was obviously drugs and EDM, electronic dance music, play hand in hand with each other. You're obviously in the middle of that. You're performing to all these guys. From your opinion, do you see a massive drug influence on the culture of that kind of music?
I think that's straight away what people think. Obviously, you're around it and all, but
I'm not saying you now. I said
no. That's what I mean. Straight away,
people
hear of a DJ, they're gonna think it's all kind of party life and drugs or whatever. It's not. There's just a lot of travelling involved. You're tired half it. All you want to do is go back to your hotel after you do your set.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have a couple of drinks, whatever, during it. What I've seen anyway, I'm sure people do it, but what I've seen, it's never been too bad.
It's not as bad as people say.
No.
But even some of the other DJs or a lot of the in the crowd, it is kind of known as all that sort of music is labelled with drugs. Now that's been going on for years and years. Have you seen it? And say you're about to go onto a set, or you're waiting in the back or whatever, and you're seeing other DJs and they're trying to get themselves ready by doing whatever drug they have.
No, the only, I think, as far as necking back drinks. Because I've done it myself.
Yeah.
And I can speak for myself, I always get nervous before a set, so you go up and, they ask you what you want to drink or whatever. Yeah. I always usually get the vodka, obviously, because I know it's the strongest, it just so it kind of settles you down a little bit. And
So you play live all the time. Have you ever had a disaster? Have you ever bombed on set? What? Has anything went
I have, and I think I learnt my lesson from one of them. It was in Secrets nightclub in Cookstown.
Okay.
It's Cookstown or Magherfeld, up the north now. But that Dancing to My Own song that you were talking about earlier, and I think I had played it 5 or 6 times
that night
because I knew that that's the one that everyone kind of liked, but you don't do that. Right. And I learned from that myself, and then it was I got bad kind of feedback after that, and I've never done it again. It's always you play in the middle of your set and then you don't play it again, you just play it once.
And what was the feedback? What were people saying, or what did you hear back, or was it just the crowd? Or
it actually came back off one of my old agents that I had, and he was kind of saying what he heard back off the owner at the place, what he'd been saying to him, and it wasn't good feedback basically. So you kind of learn from your lesson,
but that's it. You have to learn from your lessons.
You have to make mistakes.
Exactly.
If you want to.
No one's ever got to the top.
It's not going to be easy sailing all the way.
Yeah. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to.
So you said there you've an agent and stuff like that. How does that work? How does a person that's making the music, like yourself, why would you need an agent, or how does that process go? And
it's nice because it was really busy last year, and it's nice to have someone to take control Because if you're getting that many coming in and then you have to go to the gigs, you're doing the travelling, you can't handle it all yourself. So it's nice to have someone there to track with you, and he'll send you all the details of where the gig is and what time and how much you're getting, this, that and the other. And then he's obviously got the contacts as well, you know, so he has a lot more contacts than you do. So that's always an advantage as well.
Oh yeah, it was like even tracking everything you're doing, like, you know, as you said, it'd be so hard by yourself. Where am I this weekend? Where am I that weekend? You know, I can see the benefits from it. Any agents out there, you know, looking for an old podcast
agents or companies there. Speaking of that, when you're making your music, because you're going to give us a bit of a special, you're going to give us a live how you perform the tracks later on at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
When you're building the tracks and stuff, what kind of equipment would you say for someone starting off? What do you need? Do you need the expensive stuff? What is the kind of go-to thing?
I went to college anyway. There was always trying to push on Ableton, it was called. I already was using FL Studio before I went in, because I downloaded the demo version, you know, to start off with, and then I bought, you know, the FL Studio then to kind of, they were always saying that Ableton is better to use, but I don't think it's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah. What is Ableton or what is FL Studio?
Well, I can't even use Ableton myself. Okay. I can use FL Studio because I've used that for 5-6 years now.
Okay.
You know, so I know my ways around it and kind of.
Yeah.
But if I was to look at Ableton now, I wouldn't have a clue.
You're so
it's
used
a DAW,
to that,
like, you know, it's just the same thing. You can still make music in it, but it's just, I've always found that easier, and I wouldn't change it.
So even like in the last few years, you've seen yourself go from, as you said, 1 hour it was 100,000, next hour it was 200,000. Now looking back, it's nearly 1 million as we're sitting here now. So obviously you're going around to Italy, you're going to the north, you're going to Glasgow. So you are travelling. Where do you see yourself coming up, and where do you see your music going in the next few years?
The way, because I do a lot of bootlegs now, you know, you take songs, you know, like chart music and stuff, and you just kind of remix them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hating off and stuff like that as well, because you're not.
Why is that?
They just find that it's very easy to do and whatever, but it's what the crowd likes as well. You know, people love it.
Well, if it's in the charts, it's in
and
the
like I listen to them myself. I don't just listen to all mine. I can listen to other people. You know, they've done remix and stuff as well. But to be honest, if you really want to get fired, you know, like the likes of, you say, Martin Garrix and stuff, you can't stick at bootlegs because you don't see any of them playing bootlegs.
They're making,
you know, they're making their own songs and their own hits, and they're getting like chart stuff and everything. If you want, I think you just have to put the foot down. Eventually I will, and you know, just settle down, make all my own stuff from scratch, and just hope to progress from there.
And that'd be great as well, because whatever you've had trouble before with people taking your music and stuff, then you 100% have you own that copyright and all that stuff, like, so that's yours once you start making the Paul Gannon tracks from
your own ones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but
once there's someone else's, there's a lot of copyright and all involved and stuff, you know. So and that's led to me, Facebook and SoundCloud got deleted as well. You know, just through copyright, because you're uploading it, and then I don't know if it's people reporting it or it's what SoundCloud and what Facebook pick up, you know, copyright infringement.
You had thousands.
There was, I think, what I was up to on my last one, it was 9,000. It was coming up to, and it was something like that, yeah. But it was good following, you know, it was steady.
Yeah.
And that was just all taken down, and then my actual page was taken, and I had, you know, it was coming up. The limit was 5,000 friends, and that was just, you know, people that I'd met and, you know, fans, whatever, you know, coming in. And sure, that was all lost as well. And now it's like when you post something on Facebook, like a song, you're not getting as much coverage as you would on the last one, and it's hard to get back up to the.
So it is like nearly starting up again.
It's like starting over again. But sure, if I got there before, why can't I do it again? Do you know what I mean?
So like, as I was saying like, what way is your music going to go? So eventually, do you see yourself, you know, say you're going to a club, you know, doing a few of your more popular songs and then bringing in your own music, you know, bringing in an actual Paul Gannon song in the middle of it, you know, where you've built it up. That's not a.
Not a bootleg.
That's not a bootleg. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I've got my own songs, you know, that do get played out as well.
Yeah.
On the night.
Do you want to get to the stage where you're just doing your songs?
I think I would love that, but I think for a while it's always going to have to be dancing on my own. It's going to have to
yeah, but like,
because that's what, as I said, it's on the flyers and people are going to say, oh, that's your man that does that, you know, come see him.
Yeah. And
then if you don't play it, people are going to be, what come out to spend that money for, you know, basically.
You know, what kind of reactions do you get when you go foreign, like, you know, whatever about being in Ireland, but as a DJ, what's it like? Like, say for instance, when you went to Italy, what kind of reactions were you getting?
It was a lot better response over there than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I actually brought my girlfriend over with me and my sister. Yeah. Came over to it. You know, bit of company because we made a little holiday over as well. You know, so you're travelling that far, you know, and support as well. Yeah. But we went over and I was thinking, that's sure, obviously it's good to have a gig, but no one is going to know me over this far. And you went over and there was actually people asking, you know, do you want pictures or whatever. This was in the nightclub now. And there was a couple of people like, and then it was still, it was the feeling of knowing that you're that far from Ireland, and there's still people that far that obviously know your name and they recognise you and stuff like that.
That's just goes to show you how much your music's travelling as well.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's not just staying in one location. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Like that, and that's
all social media, you know, it's mad what it can do as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Social media has done so much for people like yourself. Like, it's absolutely, back in 10, 15 years ago, you couldn't do that. Like, do you know what I mean? So
a lot of people rely on it as well, you know, to get and keep them.
Well, we rely on. We had on this podcast. We've kind of two things on social media, haven't we? We've done a podcast of social media versus reality, the bad side of social media, where young girls are looking at the likes of the Jenners and the Kardashians and stuff like that, and they're seeing stuff that's not really fucking real. That's not. Do you know what I mean? It's just you don't have to be Kylie, all that kind of stuff like so. But on the other hand, you're saying social media is absolutely fantastic like that. It can push your marketing and push your advertising for your for your brand, like, you know. So there is two sides of it. So Paul, when you're DJing live and stuff like that, obviously, you know, everyone's having a good time. You're playing music, they're loving you because you're the man providing all this music and stuff like that. So you must have girls and all coming towards you, like coming on to you. Oh, there's Paul Gannon, there's the DJ.
It's there was one incident. It was a Stereo Funk festival in Glasgow, and it was like an outdoor stage. Yeah. And whenever I was done my set, and I was coming down, but the only way you could go, you know, was off the stage forward. So the crowd started running this way, and there was a lot of females, you know, just wanted pictures, not serious, whatever. But my girlfriend was in the audience as well, so she was kind of standing there and she was watching it, and I was like, "Hey, do you just want to hold me a pint there?" Oh no, it wasn't actually. Sorry, I think she even snatched the drink up and she goes, "Here, I'll take your fucking drink," and she kind of took it back. You know, but she was only having a laugh about it. Yeah. But no, they just got a couple of pictures or whatever, and then Chloe's my girlfriend. Chloe, she's always understandable about things like that. She's not, you know, the kind of girlfriend that's.
I think
you know,
that helps
she trusts you, like, that she's not going
to
go and do anything like that. Yeah.
That would help massively, even with being a DJ and all like that, you know, whatever goes around with DJs. But I was just thinking there, kind of slipped off my tongue there, was after coming back. With all the gigs you've played, can you name one gig that was your favourite, best gig, that even if with the crowd, with how you played, with everything just kind of went together? If you could name one gig.
One, I've got Magaluf Boat Party. And it was just for the fact that's a party island anyway. And it was the atmosphere on the boat. It was just, it was any song that you played at all. It didn't matter what the song was, you know, you could just played it and the boat just went wild, basically. Like,
how did you get brilliant. Who booked you for that? How the hell?
That wasn't even through an agency. I don't even think I was signed to industry and to them this time. It was Paul, something his name was. He lives over in Magaluf. Yeah. He used to live in Liverpool. He used to live. And he had heard of me and Lee Keenan. I don't know if you heard of Lee Keenan. He's from the north, from Belfast. But he had booked the two of us and, you know, paid for our flights, got us over, hotel. So me and the girlfriend said we'd go over and make a holiday of it, and it was just, I think it was the highlight of, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, but it was summer, and it was just, that was one of my best gigs, I think. Just for the fact it was where it was. And
when people back here, like you see on your social media and stuff, before it was fucking taken down, like you would post that and stuff like that, and I think like half the time I was like, holy fuck. Like, you know, this lad's up in the fucking boats in the party. One of the party islands of the fucking world, like, and you're performing, like, that's class.
Ibiza is the next step now, hopefully that happens.
Yeah, well, you've done Magaluf, like, I've been to Magaluf myself as younger, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have, everyone knows you go to Magaluf for the party and the music, so even to be brought there and being paid for, that must have been great as well, like, you know, that must have definitely ticked one of your boxes.
But I was even, it was that one I was even thinking on the way over, it was like, I don't even care if I don't get paid for this one, you know. This one's not about the money. I think it's just to go over and show people the more exposure for me as well in a place like that. So, you know, there'll be a lot more younger crowd.
It's great to see how humble you are with money, that like you do, obviously you do care about money, but you do realise that it's not all about money, that you have to build your platform,
of course,
and you have to build yourself first. It is great to see that in someone, you know, even your age. And
it is nice to make a bit of money, obviously, but
but it's not, you're not all about money at all, like,
no,
you know, it's, you do have that other side, which is great to see. Like, just
one of the questions I have is that obviously there's loads of DJs around there. Have you collaborated? Have you came together with, like, have you got DJ friends that you make music with?
Where here in our club?
Anywhere at all?
There has been people in Ireland.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a few from Australia that I've made songs with as well. Did you ever hear Jesse Block? Just press play and.
See, we're not big DJs. So we don't know about this. That's why we get people in, because if we don't know about something, we want to know, we want to understand and want to learn about it. So that's why we have you in now, and you're doing a fucking perfect job.
I'm turning around the interview on to you. It's not why I'm asking if you're one of these people, you know.
Fuck's sake, Paul.
I'd be more like completely Oasis, the whole other side of it, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, I did do the whole kind of dancing scene when I was younger, but if you asked me a DJ now, I wouldn't have a clue, like, you know. But I think a lot of people go through that, where, you know, you did the whole DJ scene or whatever. I'm more kind of like rock indie myself, like.
But that's not a bad thing either, because there's some songs. What was the song? It was Lucas Graham, 7 Years. But when that was on the telly, I loved that song.
Yeah.
But if you would play that in a nightclub, it's not dancey enough, you know.
Yeah,
so if you take that, and then that's the whole reason why I like to take songs and I do my own thing to it. So it makes it a bit more dancier, and
but
people can enjoy it a bit more.
You do see that in nightclubs, like the bootlegs, because people know the words and they're like, oh, I love this song, but then you're at home and you're like, oh, I couldn't dance to this, it's too slow. But when you're out and you have a few drinks and you're like, oh, I love this song, this is great, everyone to the dance floor, I love this song. Then it's sped up, like you can't be just down there, you know, Wonderwall or something like that.
It's load of Ed Sheeran songs, because everyone knows the words of Ed Sheeran songs, but it's like sometimes they're too sad or they're too slow or whatever.
It's the popular ones as well, like I said, the chart music as well.
And you get to like the guys that you to come around and do your thing to it, and then all of a sudden you can dance to it now and you know the words, so it's good for everyone, you know.
Whereas not saying you can't dance to the original one.
Oh,
you can,
of course
if you want.
It's obviously it's a different type of dancing.
You can dance at a different speed and
be waltzing. You'll be waltzing Ed Sheeran stuff. So Paul, we're going to tell you to put your money where your mouth is now. Okay, we've got a question for you. We're going to ask you to do a kind of how you build your tracks live from scratch, from zero. If you want to give us a go into that, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no, of course, perfect.
Right, so Paul, let's get into it. How are we going to do this, or what are you doing here?
I'll start. I remember I was telling you early on about psytrance is what I want to start doing. I've been doing a couple of psytrance songs, so I'll show you. It's you move the tempo up to 150.
150
which is the usual. That's kind of hard style and psytrance.
Okay.
And then just something, a kick. I usually start off with just finding something punchy.
Yeah.
And probably take me away because I think there's like 60 gigabyte worth of samples on this. So just. So I've got the kicks there anyway, and what I've used is it's a hard style kind of kick, but I've cut a lot of the low end out.
Yeah.
So you know there's not too much bass when it's coming out through monitor. It's like it won't sound too bad.
Yeah.
We're only using a laptop at the minute, but put a lot of the low end off, and it doesn't sound. It gives it just a nice layer. It's like more punchy at the end of it. Yeah. So we'll add that onto it.
It's like a nice recipe for a cake here. We're mixing in a bit of sugar here, people.
We're making
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Right, we've got them. So that's tricky.
Class.
I'm sure a lot of songs even start off just like that.
Yeah.
Well. Alright, what we're going to now is that a bass line to it. Right, now we've got the bass here, and that's just. So at the minute.
Does
the
it like
track
a piano?
is in key E.
Right.
Do you ever play keyboard or piano or anything, guys? No.
Never.
No.
I'm sure
myself.
I'm sure there's people that do so.
But you kind of even on this, it kind of shows you, you know, the notes of what you're doing and kind of. So at the minute we've got it on E, but I like to use key D.
Okay.
It's just a lot more heavier, I think, and darker. Is that what it's called? D sharp, so go down one. But the minute you say that doesn't sound in tune with the bass, so bring it up.
So you know by ear?
Just by ear, you can tell even. I'm sure you can hear yourself a little bit, can you?
Barry, shut up! You can't fucking tell.
I'm Barry being the place to be. I'll be dropping down now. I'll be the next big DJ on the spot.
See, that's not. This is making me out to be a really bad producer here now.
No, but sure, that's what I wanted you to do from scratch, and you're doing it from scratch.
Because obviously, I'm not going to be sitting here for
no
too long, you know.
Yeah.
Just enough that I can show you kind of the basics. So just say we'll use that. Even we'll take that out, look, and we'll have that. What we'll use for. I usually like this one for a lot of Melbourne stuff, but it sounds good.
Oh jeez, there's a lot.
Any genre.
There's a lot of dials on that now.
This is like an actual. I think you can actually buy this, you know, like as an actual
physical thing.
Little thing, there's no that you kind of use. But this is just the virtual version of it.
So what does that bad boy do then?
This is all your. There's a lot of presets in it, but you can make your own synths and your own sounds.
Alright.
And basically, once you know what I like to do is usually use presets and then adjust them until you get it to the sound that you like, and you can just like make whatever you want. Really, you know, there's endless possibilities with it. Should I say? So we said it was in D, wasn't it? D sharp. So now I know that that's D sharp. So now I've got the kick and the bass set. So I know the first note It doesn't always have to be on D, but it has to kind of, there is notes that doesn't go with D sharp. So say, I'm just going to do this out for you. I'm going to put the bass on D sharp, which was there. And you'll be able to tell how off tune it sounds, if I don't put it on the right note. So that's D sharp.
And they're all in the same space apart from each other already? Those notes?
It's all different octaves, like this is kind of your lower sounds, and then the lower you go, obviously the lower the sound will get.
Yeah.
Until it gets, you can barely hear it. And then the higher you go, the squeakier it gets, and it's too loud, so D sharp. And that's where it sounds right with this look. But then if you have it on a different note, it won't sound right with it, look.
Oh yeah.
So it sounds wrong, so you've just got to find the right notes that does kind of. So if we just make something from scratch here.
Folks, we're literally looking at this. This is live. This is there's no cutting out or anything here. Paul's doing this live as we.
I think I'm the first one to ever shut Barry up on the podcast.
I think so. Yeah. This is the first time I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I started sounding a bit like Space, man. I'm not ripping off Ardwell's song. It was a bit like that.
How do you know where to put them?
Just, I think, because as I said, I've been doing it 5-6 years. You just kind of, like, I still, if you put a piano in front of me, I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing with it.
Even though you know that.
But I just kind of know, I'd be able to write what the notes are on the keys, but you just, I've always used it, you just kind of click, and if it sounds good to you, you're so used to it, like.
For people, we're looking at you here, but there's people listening to us and they can't see, obviously, but you're clicking on different areas of it. What is the thing that you're clicking on?
This is your piano roll, right? What it's called, and actually, I forgot to show you this. So if you click on that there, and there it can tell you G sharp, G, F sharp,
all the different types of notes.
Gives you all your keys. So I know that I've gone from D sharp, and then it's jumped all the way up to A sharp. As I showed you, the notes down here earlier on don't really go with it.
Yeah.
But I think we've got something.
Yeah,
so this is your side chain, it's called. So every time that it hits with the kick, the volume starts from nothing, quickly goes up. So when you're playing it out, the sound isn't clashing with the kick.
Oh yeah.
So side chain is like a big, main important part in production as well.
I'm lost here.
Yeah, that's wrong way. I'm saying, oh yeah, I haven't got a fucking clue.
I'm agreeing, but I'm nodding.
I'm just smiling and nodding.
This is all your EQing now. This is all your high ends, and you take out your low ends, like the bass and stuff.
Yeah.
It's important as well. We've had reverb.
What does reverb do?
Reverb, it makes it more, fills the track out a lot more.
Okay.
Now I'll actually show you without that on. Literally does, it's like but we won't put too much because it sounds a bit too deafening then. Things like that. There's your side chain, see the way it's doing that?
Yeah.
So it starts off with nothing and it quickly goes up to volume. So we use that. And then we use the sample. This is just the same as I was doing with the last thing, so there's nothing new here.
So it's the same kind of process, you're just the same, EQing and the reverb and stuff like that.
Obviously you can't put sidechain on the kick because then the whole track will just be from nothing, and
so I love the way Ryan's jumping in with words that Paul's just said and thinking that he knows what he's saying. I'm loving this. Reverb, he doesn't know what that is.
Now this is just something basic now, so I think that's basically. And now what's just happened there is you need to get it with the lines so it fits in with the track as well. Now obviously you spend a lot more time on that and you can just make anything you want basically.
So you've literally thrown that together there in like 7 minutes or something. Do you know that? I think that's cool. It's cool for even someone listening that you're throwing.
That's very basic and simple for anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, obviously, like we're not going to be sitting here for 3 hours making your best work or anything like that. We're just a little quick for the audience there.
But like there's wizards out there with this stuff as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even I haven't heard probably. They're just top class producers, like you know.
Yeah. By the way, folks, this is Chloe. Chloe's Paul's girlfriend. She was waiting in the wings here for Paul, so we're going to just give her a shout out here.
She's been dying to put in the whole.
Yeah, I actually seen this on Facebook. She screamed. Paul frightened her, and he made. I
can actually play the clip out.
Yeah, play it under.
Have you not seen it, Ryan?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Tell us what you're talking about. What happened?
Right, she was what she was doing in it with a chocolate cake. You can see in the video.
Right.
And she was coming up the stairs, so I was standing behind and just messing, obviously, and I frightened her. Then I thought it was that loud of a scream. I was like, it was that clear as well. You know, you can do something with this. So I uploaded it into FL Studio and kind of chopped it up and made like a little video. You watch it. Just getting shot.
Oh wow.
That's her voice, you know, that's her scream, like a melody out of it.
That is deadly. So you can always find the funny side of things. You know.
For anyone, we'll throw this up on the Slip and Lip page there. It's very funny for he's going and it'll show a little bit more how he's a little bit more of his computer screen and what you're kind of seeing, but we'll put it up on the page there. It's very cool.
I have got serious songs as well, just to go.
Right, Paul, is there any of your songs, because we're going to finish up here, we're going to get one of your songs to play us out. Is there any song in particular that you want us to play out, that you want us to pick?
Maybe Dancing on My Own, if you said that one.
No bother.
Okay guys, this has been the Slip and Lip podcast. Good luck.
Good luck.